Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have a small payday prep to go over with you, and please stand by because there's 2 giveaways associated with this video. But first, let me say thank you very much to Opes for sponsoring this video, which is one of the giveaways that is associated with this video. So please hang on and I'll let you all know what it's all about. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have a small payday prep here that I've been working on for a while, just collecting it little by little. And for those of you that are new, I am going to go and show you all my pantry that has a 1 year's supply of sustenance for myself and my family. That way you can see how easy it is to just stock up little by little. And I don't want anyone to be intimidated by seeing what I have, because it's taken me years to do so. And I'm in the phase of what I like to call filling in the gaps. Meaning that I have everything that I need for at least a year, and now all I have to worry about is filling in the gaps. But we'll get to that later on. First, let's take a look at my payday prep. Now, for those of you that watched my bits and pieces video, where one of the stops that I made was at Costco, you would have seen that I picked up 3 of these unfiltered apple cider vinegar with the mother in it. My wife uses this on a regular basis. I really don't. But I picked up 3 of them because we're filling in the gaps. And apple cider vinegar, ladies and gentlemen, any kind of vinegar really, in my opinion, even though there's a best by date here, or a best before date they say here, in my opinion, it will last pretty much forever. So it's something that you can get in quantity, and it's got many, many uses. This is chicken bouillon, and I'm not sure if you can see with the light or not, but this is chicken bouillon, and these little packs are usually like $1 and change. They had a whole bunch of these for what, 36 cents a piece. I picked up I think about 20 of them or so at 36 cents a piece. And what I like about these is not only are they good, but these pretty much last forever, ladies and gentlemen. I've got some of these that are really, really old, way past their best by date. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. And this is one of those things that really goes a long way. Imagine if you have a bunch of rice. Wouldn't it be nice to give it a little flavor with something like this? And in my opinion, it would also make a great barter item. In addition to that, using this like for rice, to flavor rice, is a great thing because, I'm not sure if you can see that up close, but this has a whole bunch of sodium. So 1 block has 1,000 milligrams of sodium. So instead of adding salt to your rice, if you normally do, you don't need to if you use 1 or 2 of these blocks. Now, you all know that we have to take care of our pets, and this is how we decide to prep for our kitty cats. Is through these items. I have this on like a subscription through Amazon, and every couple of months I get a couple of these, and we just stack them up. We keep getting them even though we don't really need them. Right now, I would say we have close to a 6-month supply, if not a little bit more of these. For the dogs, by the way, I didn't bring the cans, but we did get a 48-count pack or case of dog food in the can, and that's put away already, so I didn't take that out. Now let me tell you about today's video sponsor, and it is Opes. And as you all know, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been following me for a while, I love the Opes brand. I think their solar generators are great. This is a small solar generator. It's the only one in their storefront that I have not reviewed. So they sent me this so that I can review it. But we'll be doing that in a separate video, in a standalone video just for this. That way you all can see what the smaller one can do compared to the larger ones. However, Opes has a Facebook page, and if you join their Facebook page, you'll have a chance to win this one right here, the 600. If you join their Facebook page, you'll have a chance to win the 1200, the 1800, and the 2400. So ladies and gentlemen, if you do have Facebook, I know some people don't. I don't myself. All right? I don't myself, so I can't enter to win this contest. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to their Facebook page in a pinned comment down below. And I will also leave a link to their site in case you want to go over there and do a little window shopping, along with a code that will save you 15% off anything in the store, or $50 off of their 2400 series. And remember that they do ship to Alaska now. So thank you very much, Opes, for sponsoring this video. And make sure you go check out that Facebook page so that you can follow them and have a chance to win. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you have thought about getting something like this? At least 1 or 2 of these kits will go a long way, especially if someone in your family gets lice and there's no treatment available, i.e. you can't get them to a hospital, or even worse, that you can't afford to take them to a hospital or to a doctor to treat them with lice. This right here is only a few dollars, and I believe that if you ever need this, you're going to be very happy that you stored it away. Another one of those things that I picked up in that Costco run was this turmeric that my wife wanted. I have no idea what this is good for. I think it's good for inflammation or something like that. But we went ahead and picked these up, and she's never tried this brand before, and that goes to a point that I always make. If you're trying something for the first time, don't buy 100 of them, even if they're on sale. Get one, try it. If you like it, stock up on it. And if they're on sale, even better. Now, we all know, ladies and gentlemen, that flour is getting much more expensive than what it used to be. This is the flour that we normally use here in this house. It's an all-organic flour. It comes in 2 10-pound bags. And this is the flour that I always talk about whenever I visit Costco. It used to be about $10 for 2 of these 10-pound bags. For 20 pounds, though. $17 and change. However, I need to fill in my gaps. My flour container is about 1/3 full instead of being full, so we're going to go ahead and add the bags of these that I already have on my shelf and then put this one on the shelf as the backup. So I ended up using about 9 candles of the Yuko candles for the candelier. I apologize, on the video that I put up where I used the 3 Yuko candeliers to heat my bunker, I kept calling it a Coleman candelier. And you all know, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been following me for a while, that I'm pretty senile. But these are packs of 20. You can get them on Amazon. And I have to tell you what, they're a little bit pricey. They're about, I think they were like $22 or $24 per pack. However, I picked up 3 more packs because you know what? I really like that candelier, or those 3 candeliers, were able to keep my bunker at a manageable temperature during like 4 or 6 degrees outside. So I think it's a great way to be able to heat up one small room. I apologize if you hear any noise in the background. That's the new kitty cat running around. But I think that is great that you can use those 3 candeliers to heat up one small room in the case of a big emergency. So I want to make sure that I stock up on these candles and for sure replace the ones that I used. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do you know what this is? This is an Advent calendar, but for people that really like high quality teas. I'm not really a tea person. I drink it once in a while, but my wife is a big tea person. And she came home with 4 of these. Well, actually, she came home with like 6 or 7 of these. And 3 of them were to be giving away to like family members and 1 for us. But anyways, an Advent calendar, for those of you that don't know, if you maybe are in a different country than the United States, is something that you have for the first 24 days of December. You have 1 each day, and it's like a countdown calendar to Christmas. All right, so there are 24 packs of tea in here that are very high quality. Trust me, they are, because when she came home with these, I told her, what are those? And she says, they're Advent calendars. I'm like, for what? Why'd you get so many of them? They're like, they're tea. And I'm like, okay. And then she told me how much they cost. And I was like, what? Are you crazy? I was like, that much for tea? Trust me, these are very pricey. This is very high quality tea. So this Sunday, during this Sunday's live stream, be there or be square, because I'm going to be giving away 4 of these, all right? I'm going to be giving away these 4, this one, and those 3 back there to someone that's in the live stream. So if you like tea, definitely you want to show up to Sunday's live stream. And to finish it off with my payday prep, it's not really a payday prep, but I just wanted to remind you that Nutrient Survival is having a sale this month, the month of November. And what they're doing is if you use the code BREADBOXAP and you purchase 4 items or more, it doesn't matter how much the price is, you'll get a free bread box, and you also get a free Alaska Prepper sticker. But the bread boxes are pretty cool, and the BREADBOXAP code will get you 10% off anything in the store, along with giving you a free bread box if you purchase 4 items or more. Again, it doesn't matter what the price is. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what my pantry is looking like. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I've been slacking off because I've got a lot of gaps to fill in my pantry. Again, ladies and gentlemen, especially for those of you that are new to prepping, this has taken me a long time to do. I recommend, however, that you do have at least a 1-year supply of food, at the minimum 6 months, in order to get your family through whatever storm may come. And in my opinion, and in the opinion of many people, even like professionals in a lot of different fields, there is a storm coming. So I want to make sure that you're motivated enough to go ahead and do it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the time to stock up. Actually, the time to stock up was last year, the year before, and the year before that. However, if you haven't started, don't be intimidated. And please, for those of you that don't like the kind of foods that I have, you don't have to tell me in the comments. This has nothing to do with what I personally have, but I just want to show you that you can stock up what you consume and put it away to have a 1-year supply. Now, many of the things in here haven't changed, right? These are a lot of my meats. These are all my newer meats that I pressure can myself. And let me just go ahead and show you the thermometer that's in here. You can see that in here it is 56 degrees Fahrenheit. Outside it's about 22. We're actually getting a heat wave. It's about 22 degrees outside. It's warm. But in here it's 56 degrees Fahrenheit, which in my opinion is perfect. But as you can see, you know, we eat off of our preps. Everything that you see here, we do go ahead and rotate. And even these older meats that I have here, you can see that this is chicken. And let me say this before somebody starts to type in the comments. That way I can save you the time. I already have my rings pretty much off. I just put them on here really loose so that I can save space and I don't have to keep them in a box, which I already have a box that's pretty much full of this stuff, all right? So that's why I have these rings on. The only ones that have a ring on tight are these guys right here because I dry can these, all right? And this is my freeze-dried meat. However, I wanted to show you that this chicken here is all the way from 2016, all right? And it looks fine and everything, but that's not what I want to show you. So what it looks like is that we actually eat off of this stuff. I don't just show you this to show you and tell you that we actually rotate and not do it. If you can see right here, this flat used to be full of chicken, all right? Ugly chicken. And as you can see here, I replaced the one back here with beef. And actually, I have some roast beef back there from March of 22. And then I have some ground beef here from April of 22. And once we use these up, guess what's going to happen? We're going to go ahead and fill these up with at least another cycle of beef. I like beef because we have a whole bunch of chicken. All right, so I'll wait till I'm missing about 7 or so jars so that we can fill in the gaps. Right now, we've got one right there that's empty. Once we empty these out and a couple more out from down there, or these guys, we'll fill them back up with something that's fresh. But I also have store-bought stuff. Because in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with getting canned chicken or canned beef. If I get canned chicken or canned beef, I get some because it's a better price for me to get it already packaged than for me to do it myself. I apologize if you hear any noise in the background, ladies and gentlemen. My cat is all over the place. When I did these, this chicken was, I think, less than 99 cents. I mean, look at the date, 2016. So it was very affordable to do these this way. Then I went ahead and bought a whole bunch of these before they went up in price. So whatever's more economical, that's what I'm for. I don't like to pressure can just to do it. I do it because I want to save some money and do things the way that I want to do it. But this, I've had this before, nothing wrong with it. Here we have a whole bunch of corned beef. That's some pork that I have there. That's some ground beef. And of course, that's just some regular beef, some more ground beef right there. So I like to put away a lot of beef. And I've got some poison right here. I know some of you are going to say this is poison, and that's fine. But we don't go through these as often anymore because Victor's not living here. But I also have some Keystone, which is very expensive now. I remember talking about Keystone all the time 3 or 4 years ago when we used to be able to buy them for less than $5 a can. Well, not anymore. I have cornbread up there. I have spaghetti sauce. These are just some comfort foods that we put away as well. Right, I've got some Oxen Farms. Look at the Nutrient Survival egg powder. Right, that's what they used to look like before. This is retro. That's when they used to cost less than $50. Those up there are the new ones, the yellow ones. Those are the ones that cost $100 now. $50, $100. But I was able to buy those when they were on the cheap as well. So anyways, going forward, you're going to see that my pantry is very protein dense. A lot of protein. Why? Because that's one of the things that I believe is going to become so very expensive that most people will not be able to afford it. So a lot of protein here. I've got a whole bunch of other protein down there. There's some sausage, all right, that I put away, which is actually pretty good. I've got a sausage here from 2015 as well that we're going to open up so that we can see what it's like. Not today, but here in a video later on. We've got our hams, more beef. Here's some of our veggies. This is all of our jams. Peanut butter. Right now we're working on peanut butter from 2019. And for those of you that want to know, this is a night vision goggle, one of the less expensive ones that I've reviewed. And of course, more comfort foods, manwich, some hash. Let me see, what else do I have up here? Okay, I've got some tuna back there, baby clams. These things take forever to go bad. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you know we have to have our gandules. All right, we have to have our gandules and our black beans and all other canned items. Like I said before, this is some beef that I freeze dried. And these are some carrots as well that are from May of 2020. Let's see what else we have over here. This is where I keep a lot of my sweets. There's a whole bunch of sweets there. Those raisins, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, raisins last forever. This is one of the things that we're going to open up when I do a video about all of the things that I have that are really, really old, past their best buy dates. Because raisins, in my opinion, last a very long time. And I've heard so many people say that they don't. For me, they do for some reason. But this apple cider vinegar, I just have to put it up because I have to fill in the gaps with the new apple cider vinegar that I just showed you that I got. But here's all of our ketchup. Here's our mustard. I got more mustard here that goes up here, but I'm making room for the apple cider vinegar, which is going to go back there somewhere. You can see we got more chicken back there. We got some mayonnaise. Right? I mean, there's just everything that we eat, ladies and gentlemen. Everything that we eat on a regular basis is what we've got. I think it's very important to have a whole bunch of spices. This is all spices that we use. And of course, can't do without the coffee, ladies and gentlemen. That is a necessity. And this is how intense my spice collection is. This is stuff, ladies and gentlemen, that I know that I'm going to use forever. That I know that I will always use as long as I'm still on this earth. And I still have some cookies that you sent me, Hawkeye, from last year. And also, let me show you what else I got, Hawkeye. Check this out. Remember those little caramels? I still have like 6 or 7 left. Ladies and gentlemen, Hawkeye, one of our community members, sent me some cookies and a whole bunch of candy last year for Christmas, and I still have some left because he sent me so much. But again, that's all coffee. For those of you that ask, how can you keep coffee long term? I have never had a problem with coffee that comes in these vacuum sealed Mylar bricks. Never had a problem. Believe it or not, this freeze-dried coffee, I really don't like it. My wife uses it every once in a while. I really don't know why, but she does, so we keep some. And it would be a great thing to barter as well for the ones that you don't really like. Let's see. Make sure that you have all of your sauces that you really like. This sauce right here, this Tabasco Family Reserve, it's delicious. It is so good. And this one right here, the Tabasco garlic pepper sauce, it is outstanding. I have to say that it's my favorite. And of course, we've got our red feather butter in a can and our cheese in a can right here as well. These two items are very high quality, but now they're so expensive that I don't really like to take one out and try it. I used to take one out once or twice a year, but they're too expensive to replace now, in my opinion. And as you can see, I do have some gaps to fill. This definitely needs to be filled. These gaps need to be filled as well. So I've got a little bit of shopping to do, my wife and I have a little bit of shopping to do to fill in these gaps. For those of you that have never tried this Worcestershire powder, it is outstanding. In my opinion, it's better than the sauce. And this here is the flour that's going to be going into my flour bin. I'll show you my flour bin and my other bins here in a second. But that's the flour that's going to be going in there. And then we'll be replacing these flour bags with the one that I just bought. I think I'm going to have to buy 1 or 2 more to fill this in. And I found that this pancake mix right here, the one that you get at Costco, it lasts a very long time. We've got a bag in our pantry right now, and this is the bag that we use to fill in the gap. And you all know that we love potatoes in the AP household. So we got a whole bunch of different types of potato flakes up there. And then just some boxes of Hamburger Helper and the other scallop potatoes and things like that. And also this chicken noodle. last forever, pretty much. It's pretty much just chicken noodles with some of those bouillon cubes in there. That's pretty much what it is. And then, of course, this is a great way to preserve lemons and limes, in my opinion. We use this on a regular basis, and these things will last a very long time. The little envelopes that they come in are little Mylar envelopes that are pretty well sealed. And then, of course, I've got some of my freeze-dried foods here that I bought a really long time ago. They're all marked to make sure that I know when we have to use them by, but I believe they'll last even longer. These guys up here, I try to, yeah, these are marked. It's just if you can't see it, it's because it's turned around. But this is all of my oxen farms, and all of my nutrient survival does not live in this pantry. It's stored elsewhere. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is my flour bin, along with my rice bin, and then I've got a sugar bin under it. But you can see this is all the flour that's in there. So later on today, I'm going to go ahead and empty this out into a bag, put my new flour in it, put a few new bay leaves, and then I'm going to go ahead and put in the old flour on top of the new. And I've had this flour here probably more than a year and a half or so. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. I don't really have high humidity here where I live, so whenever I open this up, I don't really have to worry about the flour sucking up moisture from the air. And these little bins, they work really, really good. I recommend that you get these. They're marketed as pet food bins, but ladies and gentlemen, they're food grade buckets. I've been using them for years and they work great. Like again, I said, I have one for rice, one for flour, and one for sugar. So that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you got something out of this. I hope that this encourages you to continue to prepare. If you are preparing already, continue to fill in those gaps. If you're not preparing or thinking about it, consider doing this, because this is going to get you and your family through the storm. We all know it's coming, whether we want to admit it or not. We all know that a storm is coming, and what I mean by a storm is that something's going to happen. Some kind of a crisis is going to continue to happen time after time, keeping you from being able to have a standard of living that you would otherwise have. So why not preserve your standard of living now at today's prices instead of waiting until the crisis occurs and then have to pay those prices? Having said that, thank you very much for joining in today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you got something out of this. And again, thank you very much, OPES, for sponsoring this video. Remember to go check out the Facebook account for OPES so that you can enter to win 1 out of 4 of their machines, depending really on how many people actually follow them. I think those are the rules, but go check it out. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. God bless every one of you.